Hello students, in today's video we are going to start our discussion on the last module, that is internal reconstruction. In this module first we will understand what is internal reconstruction and then learn how to solve problems on internal reconstruction. Okay, so let's get started. Now first let us understand what is the background behind this internal reconstruction. Now when a business is being carried out by a company, it is not always that the company progresses or earns profit throughout the life of the company. Sometimes what happens is company also suffers financial difficulties, it might accumulate losses, the assets are not properly evaluated. In short, company is going through bad times. So in that case company has got an option of reconstruction. Now what is this reconstruction? Reconstruction means company has got an opportunity to reorganize affairs of the company. Now this reorganization of affairs of the company can be done under two methods. One is either company can go in for external reconstruction or the company can go in for internal reconstruction. Reconstruction means you are making changes in the company. Now first let us understand what is external reconstruction. We have already discussed this in the first module, but let us revise what is external reconstruction. External reconstruction means you are winding up of an existing company and transferring all the assets and liabilities of that company to a new company which is formed for that purpose. Now let us take example that there is company A who has suffered losses, okay, and even after having given many more chances, but still the company is running losses, so the management takes the decision of closing down the company. So in that case a new company can be formed. Let's assume that company B is formed. So this company B which is formed, it will take over all the assets and liabilities of the company and start afresh. So when this is done, it is called as external reconstruction. Internally everything will remain the same, that is the shareholders, assets, liabilities all will remain the same. Only externally a new company is formed to take over the same business. So when this is done in case of financial difficulties of a company, it is called as external reconstruction. Okay, another method of reorganizing the affairs of the company is internal reconstruction. So that is all about that we are going to learn in this module. So in internal reconstruction what happens is you are not closing down your business, but you are reorganizing the internal affairs of the company such that the company can continue its business with the same name. You are not forming a new company. So that we are going to learn in this module. So let us see what is internal reconstruction now. Internal reconstruction means reorganization of the capital structure of a company without winding up of the existing company. So for internal reconstruction one thing is important, that is you are not winding up the company, but you are reorganizing the capital structure of the company. So basically here we are going to deal with the capital structure of the company. Capital structure in the sense equity and debts. Okay, so we are going to make use of that and try to have better financial position of the company. Okay, so for that we require internal reconstruction. Okay, in here we can either alter the share capital or we can reduce the share capital. Okay, share capital can be organized in two ways. One is alteration of share capital, second way is reduction of share capital. So using these two things we can do internal reconstruction of a company. So in short, in internal reconstruction you are trying to reorganize the affairs, internal affairs of the company. You are not planning to close down the business, you are planning to make certain changes internally in the capital structure of the company so that company can continue its business. Okay, that much you need to keep in mind. So next thing that we are going to learn here is alteration of share capital. I told you there are two ways of doing internal reconstruction. One is alteration of share capital, second one is reduction of share capital. So let us now understand how the alteration of share capital can be done. Now this alteration of share capital, let me tell you, it is permitted by the Companies Act. You have permission to alter your share capital, but within certain limit. It is not that completely you can change your share capital, but you can do certain changes with your share capital. Now what is that? Let us see. First is increase of share capital by issue of shares. Now if the company is having financial difficulty, so what the company can do is it can issue new shares in the market and it can fulfill its financial requirement. So this is one method of altering the share capital, that is by issue of new shares. Secondly, consolidation or subdivision of existing shares into shares of larger or smaller denominations. Now first let us see what is consolidation of shares. Consolidation of shares means, now let's say if the share capital of the company is 10,000 shares of rupees 10 each. 10,000 shares of rupees 10 each. Now you want to consolidate the shares, that is you want to reduce the number of shares. Why do you want to reduce the number of shares? Because if there are more shares you will have to pay more dividend. So instead you will consolidate the shares. How you are going to consolidate shares? Now right now if the share capital of the company is 10,000 shares of rupees 10 each, so what you will do it, you will make it 1,000 shares of rupees 100 each. So here your capital will remain the same, but the number of shareholders will reduce and the face value of shares is increasing. So this is how you consolidate the shares. Next part is subdivision of existing shares. Whatever existing shares are there, you are going to subdivide it into shares of smaller denominations, either large, or another way is you can increase the number of shares. For example, now if the company is having 1,000 shares of rupees 100 each, you can make it vice versa. You can make it 10,000 shares of rupees 10 each. So this can be done. Either you can convert the shares into larger denomination or to a smaller denomination. Here the share capital of the company will remain the same, but only the number of shares will increase or decrease. Similarly, even face value of the share will increase or decrease. You will understand these things better when we solve the problem. Next is conversion of fully paid up shares into stock and vice versa. If the share capital of the company is too much, what you can do is you can convert this fully paid shares into stock. Or if the share capital is less, what you can do is, if you have any capital stock, you can convert it into shares. Even that is permissible. And the last way of alteration of share capital is you can cancel unissued shares. See, you might be knowing that first you have authorized share capital, then you have subscribed capital, then issued, then paid up, then called up, and then finally paid up share capital. So authorized is the maximum capital that you can call for. So what you can do is you can reduce that authorized capital. Okay, you have still not issued, it is your authorized capital. That also can be cancelled by the company. You can cancel the shares which are not issued. Suppose if your authorized capital is 1 lakh, out of that if you have issued only 80,000 shares, you can make your authorized capital as 80,000. You can cancel those unissued shares, that is 20,000 shares. Okay, so this is how you can make alterations in the share capital. Okay, now let us see how to pass journal entries for this alteration of share capital. So let us go through the journal entries now. First entry is for increase of share capital by issue of shares. Now suppose if you want to increase your share capital by issue of new shares, in that case you have to pass this journal entry, that is bank account debit to share capital account. Bank account is debited because cash is coming into the business. Share capital account is credited because new shares are issued in the market. So this is how you increase share capital, by issue of new shares. Second entry is for consolidation and subdivision of all or part of share capital into shares of larger amount. So here if you are converting the shares into larger amount, in that case you have to pass this entry. Share capital which is old, that will be debited to share capital account new, that is the new changes that you want to make in the share capital. Either you can have more shares at a less price, or you can have less shares at a higher price. So that changes can be done by passing this entry. Next entry is for consolidation and subdivision of all part of part of share capital into shares of smaller amount. Now the above entry was for larger amount, next entry is for smaller amount. The entry will remain the same, that is share capital account debit old to share capital account new. So if you want to convert the shares of smaller amount, that is you want to have more number of shares, and in that case you will have to pass this entry. Our next entry is for conversion of shares into stock. Now suppose you want to convert your share capital into stock. Suppose you don't want too many shareholders in your company because you will have to pay more dividend, and right now your financial condition of the company is not good. So in that case you can convert your shares into stock. For that the entry is share capital account debit to capital stock account new. Okay, so this is the entry for converting shares into stock. The next entry is for conversion of shares into stock into shares. Suppose you have already capital stock with you, and that if you want to convert into shares, for that you have to pass this entry. Entries like this: capital stock account old debit to share capital account new. That here you are converting your capital stock into shares. Suppose if the company is having capital stock and now it wants to increase the number of shares, so in that case this entry has to be passed. Finally, last entry is for cancellation of unissued shares. So now the shares are not issued and you want to cancel those, so for that there is no entry is required to be passed. Okay, so these are the journal entries that are required for alteration of share capital. Okay, I hope you have got the basic idea. You will understand things better when we solve problem in the next class. With this I conclude for today. Thank you.